Just wanted to do a shout out to my buddy Ash in Perth, Australia. His channel is Deoxy360. Ash, wish you could be here, man. You are a Ranger legend, all right? Thanks for all your support. Talk to you soon.
So Power Rangers Dino Fury Season 2, Episode 13, Love-Hate. Now this episode, like the name suggests, I've got a love-hate relationship with this episode because it was kind of your usual plot of Power Rangers where someone likes another character, there's some miscommunication between the two characters, they get into a fight, and they make up and they're all good friends at the end where they confess their feelings for one another at the end of the episode. And knowing where the plot was going to go with this episode, it felt like it dragged on a lot. But that's not to say that's a bad thing. It's just I kind of knew where the episode would go from beginning to end with the two characters, but this episode was a heavy Amelia and Ollie focused episode. And at the end of the episode, it sort of rekindled and confirmed that Ollie and Amelia are now a couple in this show, which is great to see because a lot of people were hoping that these two characters would end up together at the end of the show or become a couple near the end of the show, and it looks like we're actually seeing that, so that's kind of a great thing to see. But we also get a nice little callback to when Ollie called Amelia the honey muffin thing back in episode 2 of season 1, and I'm so glad we're out of the Neo Saban era because Zeta makes the joke saying, oh, it looks like Amelia is Ollie's honey muffin now, and they all laugh and chuckle at the end of the episode. And I swear, if this was Neo Saban era, they would have ended that on that joke and sort of done the freeze frame and ended the episode right there. But no, they keep going, and I feel like having Ollie and Amelia a couple now is a really strong pillar of the show because I think Hunter and Kai have good chemistry together and they work off really well off each other in this episode, which is something they've done the entire of both seasons where they're good having that banter back and forth. And Hunter and Kai's performance as their characters in this episode was really great as well, especially Hunter's performance as Amelia as well. I loved seeing these characters and their performances as these characters in this episode. I mean, I think they did a really good job. And seeing Ollie evil, yeah, his performance was kind of cold and robotic, but he was under mind control, so it is what it is. But we're going to talk about the big thing that happened in this episode, and that is the return of Lord Zedd. But not only the return of Lord Zedd, the return of my boy, Scrozzle. That's right. I knew Scrozzle would be coming back. I had a hunch Scrozzle would be coming back. For the longest time I had a theory that Scrozzle would somehow help out Lord Zedd. And not only that, I was right with my theory that Lord Zedd's staff was in the crystal dimension and Scrozzle had to go back there and get it, which I kind of wish we got to see, but no doubt about it, they tore down that set at the end of Beast Morpher, so it probably doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. Although it was probably just a green screen or a blue screen with a bunch of props and stuff around it as set decoration. But I kind of wish we got a scene of, or a flashback of Scrozzle going back to the crystal dimension and grabbing the staff. But that was really cool to see Scrozzle back in this episode with Campbell Cooley playing the character once again, but was also really sad with Scrozzle back. We didn't get any Slifer and Scrozzle interaction in this episode. I don't think Slifer had any lines in this episode, unfortunately, but I kind of wish we got to see Scrozzle and Slifer sort of playing off each other and interacting. That would have been really cool to see. But we also got the upgraded boom tower in this episode called Boom Blaster, and it looks like Lord Zedd is kind of building his own army or minions, or his own little posse that travel across space into Ravcon, because he's got Scrozzle, he's got Boom Blaster, and then he's got Scissor or whatever his name is. So it looks like Lord Zedd's sort of building his own posse that travel around the galaxy. And I think that's really cool because it's very reminiscent of Lord Zedd in Season 2 where he took over Rita's minions. And now Lord Zedd has his own minion army again, which is really cool. And once again, it's cool seeing Lord Zedd back once again. He's got a plan. He's going to Ravcon. What is he going to do on Ravcon? Well, we kind of know with the previews, but I won't spoil that, but we kind of understand what Lord Zedd's plan is, that he wants to go to RAFCON to do something. We don't know what yet, but we finally heard the rest of the RAFCON message in this episode, and that is that they moved the planet RAFCON to another area in space, and that's interesting, but it's also, how the fuck do you move a planet? How do you move a planet from one side of the galaxy to another? Did they summon Goku to instant transmission the planet across one part of the galaxy to the other? Or did they have some kind of RAFCON technology that could transport an entire planet to another area of space? I mean, that's just wacky Power Rangers logic right there, sort of instant transmissioning a planet to another side of the galaxy. And I love it, it's so silly. Now, being a Power Rangers show, I've got to talk about the action and one fight scene we get in this episode that I think is original footage, because you can kind of tell which one's the Sentai footage, which one's not the Sentai footage. I want to talk about which I think is original footage, and that is the warehouse fight scene between Ollie, who's evil, so of course he's going to fight the Rangers, the Garcia siblings, and Ion. And that's a really cool fight we get in the warehouse, because it looked really well and the fight choreography was really great for that scene. And then when you jump to the Sentai footage, you've got Amelia and Zato versus Void King, Boom Blaster, and the Sizzle guy, I believe. And that fight scene was pretty cool as well. Although once again, Dino Night Mode is getting undermined and sort of defeated very easily. It was able to tank a couple attacks, but once again, the form is getting obliterated in every fight it's been ever since, like, after its debut, which is kind of sad, to be honest, but it is what it is when it comes to Power Ranger power-ups. There's always going to be something stronger out there defeating the good guys to show how powerful they are right now. But apart from the fight scenes, we had some fun comedy in this episode as well. One of them being is Izzy said that because Harvey slept in one time, she would throw water on him, and Harvey said that wasn't cool because his parents thought that he pissed the bed, which kind of got a laugh out of me, because I was like, you poor soul, you had to go through that. But that's also kind of twisted, that his parents thought that he pissed the bed because Izzy played a prank on him. But then the episode ends because Amelia is giving this long speech how she does love and care about him and acknowledges his feelings. Like, they sort of break the ice of that moment by sort of having everyone sort of carry in a bucket of water, which got the idea they were all going to do it to wake up Ollie, which was kind of funny as well. But yeah. So this episode was okay. I enjoyed it. Like, the fight scenes and the plot were the Ollie and the Amelia, although it's a big TV trope plotline, it did feel like it did drag on, but it did have some payoff in the end with these two characters, because with Dino Fury, characters are getting development, they are moving, they are progressing as the show goes on, and it's not live and learn, move on the next day. So it's cool to see these two characters enter a relationship and move forward, and we can see where they'll go from here with that growth, and how their relationship will go moving forward. So that's something interesting to see. But either way, it had an interesting twist at the end where Lord Zedd wants to go to RAFCON, so the Rangers are going to have to follow him. So the Rangers are going to go to RAFCON and find out that RAFCON survives. So I can't wait to see where that's going to go. That's going to be interesting for sure. But anyway, guys, what did you think of this episode? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Tell me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. With that said, I'm going to bring this video to a close. If you enjoyed this review, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out, take care, bye.